Lower Manhattan, New York City, United States, is still awake on the night of September 10th, 2001. Shops are open late, streets are active, and the city feels routine. Sneha Anne Philip leaves her apartment and steps into that normal night. She visits stores, moves through familiar streets, and then disappears. There is no clear moment where anything visibly goes wrong. No confirmed encounter, no recorded emergency. Only fragments of movement captured in a city that never fully sleeps. Within hours, everything around that timeline will be overshadowed. But her disappearance begins before the world changes, and the question remains, where did she go that night? The night continues without interruption across Lower Manhattan as the routine of the city carries forward. Inside that movement, her timeline begins to separate from everything around it. Sneha Anne Philip is living in Lower Manhattan, New York City, United States. She works as a physician, navigating long hours and structured routines. Her days are defined by hospital shifts, city commuting, and personal independence. The environment around her is dense, active, and constantly in motion. Residential buildings sit closely against commercial streets filled with late-night activity. Her apartment is located near the World Trade Center area. The neighborhood remains active even late into the night. Restaurants, stores, and foot traffic continue well past evening hours. This setting creates a sense of constant visibility. But visibility does not always translate into traceable movement. In the days leading up to September 10th, her routine appears largely consistent. There are no widely confirmed disruptions in her daily pattern, no clear indication of immediate risk or conflict. She moves within familiar routes between home, work, and city spaces. Her interactions remain within expected urban patterns. Nothing in the environment signals urgency. Nothing suggests a break in normal behavior. Yet the structure of her routine provides only a partial record. What follows will depend on gaps rather than confirmations. By the evening of September 10th, her movements become more precisely traceable. The timeline begins to rely on confirmed sightings and recorded transactions. Sneha Anne Philip is seen leaving her apartment in Lower Manhattan. Adult female, shoulder-length dark hair, medium skin tone, slim build, wearing casual city clothing, including a coat and pants. She moves into the surrounding streets where late-night activity continues. Her first confirmed stop places her inside a retail store. She spends time browsing, interacting with items in a normal manner. There is no indication of urgency in her behavior. Purchases are made, confirming her presence through transaction records. Shopping bags, light plastic, loosely held. She exits the store and returns to the surrounding streets. The environment remains consistent with typical city movement. She is later seen at another store location. Again, her actions appear routine and unremarkable. There is no visible distress or unusual interaction. No known conflict is recorded during these movements. The timeline continues through isolated confirmations rather than continuous tracking. Between each confirmed point, there are gaps. These gaps begin to define the uncertainty of the case. Each sighting confirms presence, but not direction. After these final confirmed moments, her movement becomes unclear, and from that point forward, no verified record places her anywhere else. After the final confirmed store visit, the sequence of events becomes uncertain. There is no continuous record tracking her movements beyond this point. The last verified sightings place her moving through lower Manhattan streets. Adult female, shoulder-length dark hair, medium skin tone, slim build, wearing casual city clothing including a coat and pants. She is carrying items consistent with her earlier purchases. Shopping bags, light, plastic, loosely held. From here, the timeline fragments into possibilities rather than facts. No confirmed camera captures her entering her apartment building again. No verified record places her inside the apartment hallway. Apartment hallway, narrow corridor, dim lighting. There is no evidence of a return to her residence that night. There is also no confirmed interaction with known individuals. No phone call or message establishes her next movement. The city environment remains active, but her presence disappears within it. The lack of continuity creates multiple unknown paths. She could have continued walking. She could have entered another location without record. She could have encountered an event outside documented spaces. None of these possibilities are confirmed. The incident is defined by the absence of a final moment. There is no clear point where her movement ends, only the point where the record stops. The next phase begins with the absence of expected contact. The following day does not bring confirmation of her return. Sneha Anne Philip does not reappear at her apartment. No verified entry into the building is recorded. Her personal space remains unchanged. There are no signs of disturbance inside the residence. Her belongings remain in place. Items she would normally use are left untouched. There is no indication of a planned departure. No packed bags, no preparation suggesting travel. Concern begins to form among those familiar with her routine. The lack of communication becomes noticeable. Calls and attempts to reach her go unanswered. Time passes without any direct confirmation of her location. The timeline continues to expand without new data. Her last confirmed movement remains the previous night. Everything after that point is undefined. The discovery is not a single moment, but a growing realization. She is no longer within the expected structure of her daily life, and there is no clear explanation for that absence. As the absence continues, formal attention begins to shift toward the case. The situation moves from personal concern to structured investigation. Authorities begin to reconstruct her last known movements. The focus centers on the evening of September 10th. Records from stores provide confirmed timestamps. Witness accounts are limited and not fully consistent. Surveillance footage becomes a critical reference point, but coverage is incomplete and fragmented. There is no continuous visual path across the city, only isolated frames of presence. Investigators examine her apartment for any signs of disruption. Apartment hallway, narrow corridor, dim lighting. No evidence of forced entry is identified. No clear indication of a struggle. Her belongings remain consistent with normal daily use. The investigation extends outward into surrounding locations. City streets, stores, and transit areas are reviewed. City street, storefront windows, glass reflections, night lighting. Each location provides limited confirmation, but none establish a complete sequence. The timeline remains anchored to her last verified sightings, Beyond that point, the investigation encounters gaps that cannot be resolved. As the investigation develops, multiple explanations begin to emerge. None of them are confirmed, but each attempts to explain the missing gap. One possibility considers that she returned to the apartment unnoticed, but there is no verified record supporting that movement. Another possibility suggests she remained within the city overnight. The environment allows movement without continuous tracking. There are areas without camera coverage or reliable witness presence. This creates space for undetected transitions. Another line of inquiry considers an encounter with an unknown individual. There is no confirmed interaction, but the absence leaves the possibility open. No physical evidence directly supports this scenario. Another theory examines voluntary disappearance. There is no clear preparation indicating intent to leave. Her belongings and routine do not support a planned exit. The timing of the disappearance becomes a defining factor. Within hours, the events of September 11th reshaped the city entirely. Lower Manhattan, New York City, United States, enters a state of disruption. Records, access, and normal tracking systems are affected. This overlap complicates the ability to verify movements after that night. The absence of evidence becomes harder to interpret. Each theory remains limited by the same constraint. There is no final confirmed moment that defines what happened. The case remains defined by the absence of a confirmed conclusion. Sneha Anne Philip's last verified movements are limited to the night of September 10th. Everything beyond that point exists without direct confirmation. The investigation does not produce a definitive outcome. No physical evidence establishes a clear sequence after her final sightings. No confirmed location places her beyond that night. The timeline ends where the records stop. Her disappearance becomes part of a broader historical moment. Lower Manhattan, New York City, United States, undergoes rapid transformation within hours. The overlap between her timeline and those events complicates interpretation. Some records are incomplete. Some movements cannot be verified. The case continues to exist within those limitations. Over time, the absence of new evidence reinforces uncertainty. No single theory fully accounts for all available information. Each explanation remains partial. The unanswered questions remain consistent. Where did her movement lead after the final confirmed sighting? What event, if any, interrupted her path? And why is there no record of that moment? The case remains open within the boundaries of what can be known.